Welcome! I am live today to talk about 2 tips that will automatically improve your instrument tone. These go for all instruments, any wind instrument this applies to. And there are other things, of course, that relate to our specific instruments that improve tone, but I'm going to save those for another time. More information on that is in Woodwind Academy, of course. But today, this is going to be like 5 minutes. I'm going to show you how you can improve your tone really quickly at home so you can just let this play during your practice session. If you're watching right now and you don't have your instrument, totally fine. I'm sure you'll pick up a few tips so you can take notes. And also, this video is going to be available forever on the Facebook channel or the YouTube, wherever you're checking it out. So, without further ado, let's get into it. By the way, when I'm teaching today, just feel free to pop any questions you have in the comments. We will get to them when we see them. Yeah. Okay. So, first tip, and this is something that when I go and I do like flute sectionals at high schools and stuff, like people get kind of about it. So if you feel that way, it's okay. I understand. So posture. Posture is the first and number one thing you can use to improve your tone. If your posture is not great, you are going to have problems, guaranteed. And posture, is one of those things that ultimately, like, sitting up straight is better than hunched over. And the reason that we need to have such good posture is because it greatly affects our breathing. It also affects, like, our airflow for, like, if you play flute, like, it messes with your intonation and stuff, like, if you're not, like, properly, like, lined up and everything from slouching over. But ultimately, like, having great posture makes sure that you're able to breathe well and then let air out into your instrument in a very efficient way. And that's ultimately the cornerstone of our sound, is the air that comes out of our bodies. So, really good posture. What I like to imagine for this is, like, I find the little, like, notch kind of at the back of my head where, like, my spine meets my head. You can actually, like, sort of, like, turn your head around like this and feel that point where your head is meeting your neck. Like, at what point does it stop swirling around? That is the ball and socket joint that is at the base of your head. So I like to imagine kind of like I'm like a ballerina or something. Like, I have a string attached here at the back of my head to the ceiling, and it's just sort of like pulling me upwards. Okay, so now I'm sitting up straight. So if I turn to the side, you'll see that my head is sort of over my shoulders, and I'm just sitting up nice and straight. So when we're at the computer or when we're on our phones, when we're reading a book, even when we're driving, we have a tendency to just lean forward like this. See the difference? And it, even a little bit, changes a lot of things and can cause pain. If you're having shoulder pain and stuff, let me know. I get into that in another video, I think, so I can find it. But make sure that you're just sitting up straight. Roll your shoulders back. Your feet are planted firmly on the ground, about hip width distance apart or further apart, depending on where you feel comfortable. The main thing we don't want is we don't want your legs together. So wherever they feel comfortable on the ground, flat on the ground, we don't want anybody sitting like this with their feet like stretched out, etc. So there we go. That is good posture. Make sure your music stand is tall enough so that you're not crouching down looking at it. And that is the first thing you can do to just literally improve your sound right now. Okay. Next thing is breathing. Making sure that you're taking a really big breath of air before you start playing. I'm already at 5 minutes, sorry you guys. But making sure that you are breathing efficiently, taking deep breaths, and that you're relaxed while you're doing it. So this is where posture and breathing relate, because if your posture is kind of like hunched over and you're like tense, then your breathing isn't going to be as efficient and it's going to be like almost strained a little bit. So with that amazing posture that you now have, let's just take a couple of deep breaths in and out. Now, take a moment before you practice to just do some breathing like this. What I like to imagine is like, how would I be breathing if I was about to fall asleep? Because that's probably the most relaxed I ever am, is before I fall asleep, because our bodies have to be able to calm down and get ourselves to a point where we can fall asleep. So, I mean, try not to fall asleep while you're sitting up straight, but like, just like take some slow, deep breaths in and out and try to get to that moment where you feel most relaxed. And if you are in an environment like a band where you have a lot of people around you and you don't feel like you can fully relax and take deep breaths, or you don't want to like look silly or something, first of all, I do this in rehearsal, and people, if anything, they just feel like they should be doing it too. Because if you're over there just at band, kind of like this, like nervously, like playing notes and stuff, trying to get ready, like you're going to have probably some problems breathing, some problems releasing tension. So it's okay to be that person that just sits there and looks relaxed. We'll do it together. Just think about me and Anna also doing it. So there you go. Some slow, deep breaths. Now, one more thing about breathing that I like to do is the vowel O. It's almost like a Darth Vader breath. So if you breathe in with O, it just allows lots of air to get into your lungs. If you try breathing with like other vowels like E, not as much air gets in. So there's your quick tip for you. If you want a more in-depth breathing exercise that you can do to, like if you're trying to play longer phrases and stuff, I actually talked about that during flute day. So just reach out to me and I will figure out how to get you that replay. I think there's also a video on Woodwind Academy on this. So just let us know if you have any questions. And happy practicing. I hope that your tone improves when you watch this video. Bye.